Hello and welcome to the skating lesson. I'm Dave Lees.
And I'm Jonathan Byer. Happy Mother's Day, Dave.
Happy Mother's Day to all the skating mothers out there and to Arthur Liu. Where would we be without you? We'd have nothing to talk about.
Truly. It's true. It's true. Actually, I was going to ask you later in the episode, and you could start thinking about it now. Maybe like your top 3, top 5 skating moms of all time.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Mother's Day.
Okay. Mrs. Chin.
Yes, 100%. That was on my list. Yep.
Eteri's mother, obviously.
Oh, good choice. That's an excellent choice. She
for
was
what we know and for what we don't know.
For what we see.
Those photos of her on Remembrance Day in the military garb when they're out there with the Russian tanks. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
Mrs. Zhang.
Okay, interesting. You're going to have to fill me in more there because I don't know as much about her.
I mean, I only know some stuff that's like off the record.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. Okay.
Mrs. Hong. Legend.
Yes. Iconic. Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah. What about the parrot?
And
I've got to say Mrs. Harding.
Mrs. Harding. You know what? I feel like Mrs. Hong, she just said it up front. She was just more up front than other people.
Yeah. I don't know that she was the anomaly. The fact that she was owning it was. Yeah.
Listen, she didn't have time for those other mothers, nor should she have.
There it is.
Then there are other ones. Like there was one mother who was posting about how, you know, she became very right-wing. She used to call me all the time. And she posted on her Facebook, because remember when Chick-fil-A was like really anti-gay?
Yeah, they were donating to the foundation.
Right, like this is approximately 2.5 years ago. And she writes on her, and I thought this mother was so annoying and insufferable to begin with because she just had no chill. And she went through different coaches every 4 or 5 months, right? She wrote, and I quote, she wrote like, I'm going to go eat at Chick-fil-A every day, which I thought was amazing for so many reasons. The daughter obviously had like weight issues in skating terms, you know, and, right. And like the mother wasn't small, you know, and, and I just remember I wrote to her, I just commented because usually I try to be, you know, like when you try to just like, let it go, can't hold, right?
Yeah.
You know, when someone, you just like, don't really, you can't believe something, right?
Yeah.
And you just want to be real, okay? For one moment, like just comment what you really think. And I just wrote, your daughter's skating coach is gay. Which was a fact.
Yeah.
And I've later told this story to him and he thought it was great. He was like, you're outing him? And I was like, no, I'm actually not.
It's not a thing. Yeah, it's like.
It was incredible. And I proceeded to just like leave that comment and block from my cell phone. And it was liberating.
Yeah, I bet it was. And
Ann Jensen got to take all those crazy text messages, but I didn't have to, and it was just fun.
Yeah. To just like drop a bomb and walk away. Yeah. Okay. One of the first skating moms I ever remember really knowing about in like the media and things like that, Brenda Kerrigan, because no matter what event it was, because they would show her with her special screen. That was always like a selling point for the.
I've always felt a kinship to Carol Yamaguchi. I feel like she was really in charge. I feel like she made all the right moves. And I feel like she just played her politics. She knew to copy Jill Trenery. She knew to just when to do what.
Yeah.
I also, Katarina Witt's mother.
Well, I was just thinking of Katarina because I was like, I don't know enough about her.
How did she give her that confidence?
Yeah.
And knowing to name her son Axel, I mean, that is just foresight that we didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone in the Maribel Vincent lineage, right?
Yes.
Granny or whatever they called her.
Well, even I have to say, back to Katarina, Una Miller in her own way, obviously a skating mother. She had Gabby. Yeah.
And it's still a Kwan. I feel like underrated, very glamorous in later life.
Yeah. She wasn't wearing that like leather bomber jacket like Danny was.
I feel like she put up with a lot.
I think so too. I think she had her hands full.
a lot, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think Danny was easy by any stretch of the imagination.
No, I'd agree with you.
Gordieva's mother for the good looks, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. And actually at the same time, did you know her husband died? When they kept showing Greencaw's mother, like that was one of the lasting images in the press, was her holding like his portrait from the procession. It's a very powerful photo. Yeah.
Okay. Who else? I mean, there are so many. I mean,
yeah, I think we covered some really good
Henny's
ones.
parents. I mean, we only hear about Papa Henny, but again, mother had to deal with a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right. And like, if you've watched like A Diary of Ladies Skating, how about the one whose mother made her learn the layback? Like that mother, great. It might have been the coach. I might be totally. Carol Heiss's mother making her feel that she had to go on and win the Olympics, obviously.
Peggy's mom knowing that the dress should be chartreuse. Yeah, yeah. JoJo's mom.
What? I'm sorry?
JoJo's mom.
Okay, I've never gotten there with JoJo. I just know that it exists.
Yes, yes.
I know it exists from like, I remember you sat like with Kenny once and
he was like, how could I have a skating mom? We had JoJo's mom.
Obviously Randy's mother. Mrs. Franny Annie.
Oh. These are characters. There's a whole Mother's Day like documentary that could be made. Yeah.
Jenny's mother.
Okay.
Sasha's mother. Tabitha Yim's mom assisted Mayor Talbot in making the costumes, and she put her in gymnastics, piano, figure skating. That
something was bound to stick. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Mrs. Mills guarding, Jessica Mills, Phoebe Mills, all of the different speed skaters. Yes, these are legends. Okay.
100%. 100%.
I feel like Mrs. Lysacek, Mrs. Weir, and Mrs. Abbott, all three, and Mrs. Rapon.
Yes. Yeah, Kelly. Yeah. 100%.
Mrs. Rapon, who has branded herself for getting her son to 10th place and is now like using this to have a book and she taught him some skills. She taught him how to capitalize, and that is fantastic. And obviously Mrs. Melissa Wagner. I met her once, icon, legend. Yes, absolutely.
She'd have to be. Yeah.
Just incredible.
And you know who else? Debbie Lees.
Oh, thank you. Mrs. Byer. How about, Mrs. Hubble and Mrs. Donahue? Meeting
100%. 100%. Very strong advocates for their children.
Also, and I would like to thank, of course, if the mothers, if we had to read a million of those boring articles about Meryl and Charlie's rich mothers, I don't think either one, gave us a lot in that amount. Although Jackie White, back in the Ice Network days, they used to have the message boards, and she was very into the fact that Charlie was getting robbed on Dancing with the Stars, and I respected her for that. Okay. She recognized this show. Okay. Was getting railroaded by this whole, because remember in the beginning, Meryl didn't really come alive dance-wise until midway through the season, and then she just started slaying and slaying and slaying.
Yeah, it probably took her a while to like literally find her footing, and then once she kind of gets that going, she was going to go for it. It was like
a 4th or 5th week, Meryl, but in the beginning, not the best, right?
Yeah.
But she had that Maxim storyline going on that, yes. Also, not skating mothers, but the Huff parents, okay? I mean, I feel like they are so skating adjacent at this point. Julianne
I don't know
Hough,
who that is.
Derek Huff, Dancing with the Stars.
Oh,
Where
okay.
Jonathan.
Okay. Amazing.
I mean, we could go. But as we go, it is time for an update. I made an art project. I was in a rush, so it'll be better. Okay, this was only our first pancake. It is going to be way better.
Oh my God, of course. Okay, here it comes.
We have the leaderboard. All right. We have the leaderboard, Jonathan. Okay.
This is sensational, Dave. Sensational.
Okay.
Loving it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's discuss.
Yes.
Kamila Valieva is at the top of the leaderboard this week. You know why? The season is over. We are on to the next season. Lindsay Thorngren competed at the Keystone Games for next season. So you know what? Camila has passed Anna because you know why? She's doing all the quads. She's doing all the things. She has gotten more
Triple axel. Yeah.
Oksana Bayul ranting about her. She doesn't talk about Sherbakova that often. And you know what? This is...
I mean, you know why, yeah.
Okay. We know it. It's coming.
Top of the pyramid.
Top of the pyramid.
With an up arrow. Yeah.
With an up arrow.
Yeah.
Second this week, Anna Sherbakova.
Isn't that interesting? I didn't necessarily know at first that that's who that was in that photo.
Listen, all the other ones had easy photos and hers are just the eyes because you know why? There's a nasty rumor going around that I've heard is perhaps true from people connected to Sambo 70. Allegedly, Trusova's skates went missing this week.
Oh, this is so tawdry. Oh my gosh.
If you read the Telegram channels in Russian.
Okay.
Her skates, it was posted. I didn't make it up. It exists.
Okay, that is something that's circulating. Okay.
And from people close to Sambo, do you know who the prime suspect is?
Who?
My daughter, Anna Sherbakova. And you know what? I don't know that it is true, but if it is true, I love her so much more. She is.
I was going to say, I wouldn't have expected that from her. And of course, we are aware that this is just speculation.
But you know, I mean, the fact, I mean, you thought it was Kosternaya. I thought it was Kosternaya. You thought it was Kosternaya. We all did.
Or I'm curious. Maybe it was whoever did Tarasova's skate.
She is on probation. We never heard that she's off probation and she can't do those hijinks. But Anna being world champion, she's not on probation, so she can do it. All right.
Okay. She can get away with it, you're saying. Okay.
And by the way, guess who was accused of being, but Mrs. Letov told a story to someone about, guess who was the #1 like skate hider in her day? And eteri Tutberidze. Okay, allegedly. Okay, this is what we have heard. She may have told a friend of ours.
This is insane. This is like one of my favorites.
Excuse me. Do you not know how Russians play? They come for blood, okay? Someone said that Lindsay Thorngren was at a competition today and the competition was running early and Coach Julia Lautova let them know in uncertain terms, Lindsay Thorngren is not getting on the ice 1 minute early, okay?
You know what? I applaud Julia for that because I think what do we need, a Jose Chouinard situation all over again? Like, I am a big proponent of that.
Run early, and you know what? Lindsay is here. She's here to do her senior ladies short program, and Julia, she made sure of it. Okay, and
I applaud her for that.
Competition to run on time. It is Julia Lautova. Okay, she will make sure that those Keystone games are running smoothly. Okay.
Yeah, a rushed start to a program when you're just kind of starting out, like that could really throw you.
Apparently, it was like a family reunion of the Hackensack coaches on the warm-up for junior ladies. Apparently they were bringing all of the energy to the Keystone games.
Isn't that crazy that that's happening already? Seems so soon.
Oh wait, someone said, I heard how eteri would hide guards where you can't walk without them in jackets in sub-zero temperatures. Way back when as a skater.
Did you ever watch the movie Drop Dead Gorgeous? It's one of my favorites. It's a mockumentary about the Minnesota beauty pageants and it's those kind of hijinks. Yeah, okay.
And you know what? We don't know that that's true about eteri, but do we want it to be true? We absolutely would like it to be true.
Does it add intrigue? You bet it does. Yeah, okay.
You know what? Those girls had it coming. Okay.
In the words of Chicago.
Third place this week, Alyona Kosternaya. All right.
Tell me why.
She's getting in some endorsement deals. We see her working that triple axel. She landed it. It looked maybe a little short and then she turned out of it. You know, the quality wasn't great, but she's obviously practicing it. She has come, she has scrapped, she has improved, she has brought drama, she has brought interest. You know what? Now she may have a guest sponsorship and she is making their TikTok come alive. So she is helping with the branding and that is only going to help the team Tutberidze.
Her stock, yeah.
And eteri needs some new looks for the Olympic season. Remember, we want slacks.
Right.
We want no more jeans.
Mm-hmm.
We want new filler. I would like an updated hair color. Okay. I think this whole like rusted bronze look, I think it could be done better. Okay.
Has plateaued, would you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A new era of hair for the new era of ladies.
I would like her to go to the finest designer and then to find like a new glamorous look that only a queen would have because she deserves it. Okay.
Well, you'd think she'd be a designer's dream. Like, what an ideal frame
So
for
tall,
haute couture. Yeah.
like, if you will. Amazing. She doesn't look like she does a lot of eating. I mean, I think it's great. Okay, she looks ready.
Okay.
Fourth place, Trusova. You know what?
So you're putting Trusova behind Kosternaya.
Yes, and here's why, Jonathan.
Tell me why, Dave.
She's been back for about a week now. We have no longer forgotten about her skating skills or her artistry. She only worked on it for 2 or 3 months this season, and it all tanked, okay?
Right.
And we cannot overlook that, all right? We have seen her. She hasn't really brought the drama in week 1. I don't see any new endorsements. I don't really like this red hair color. If we could please chop it off. And you know what? I'm going to say something. This might be controversial. I think Chihuahuas.
This might be controversial.
I think Chihuahuas are freaking creepy. Okay, why?
You know, they're not my favorite. They're not my favorite.
Anyone who wants a dog to look like a rat, I want a dog that looks like a freaking stuffed animal. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Meryl Davis's dog, Bilbo, is fabulous. Okay.
Amazing. I mean, well, don't Alexa.
You copied that dog with her dog. I feel that Tessa did, allegedly. I think it. Okay.
But isn't it Alexa that has the Saint Bernard? Or like they have some like big fabulous dogs. Like yes, let's go for that. Like
a great ass. Did you see Alexa posting on the beach? You know, they're having a delayed
in
honeymoon.
Hawaii? Yes. I was like, go ahead on. Like, but it was interesting because Brandon was also posing from somewhere else, also very tropical. And I was like, look at everybody in the tropics. Okay.
Yes. All right.
Nice. He didn't look bad
also,
either.
We need to talk about those shady Canadians. Nam Nguyen, even though he pretends to be best friends with Keegan Messing, I think he set him up on Instagram. I got sent a bunch of clips from people.
About vaccinations.
Yes, when he asked, so Keegan, are you going to get the vax? And Keegan is from Alaska. I think he knew that he was anti-vax. I'm just saying, I think he knew it. All right?
Yeah.
And that's what makes skating fun. Okay.
Or skating just backstabbing or something.
Speaking of skating mothers, we're going to get into that clip of Caroline Jang, but I asked MJ, who was coaching Caroline at this time?
I didn't know him.
She's like, her mother, obviously.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So Trusova's now in 4th. Pewtering.
Yes. Okay. Daria, here's the thing. We saw her do a triple axel on the harness. It looked a little off axis.
Well, and you can tell, you know, when someone's doing the harness and it's just sort of like a safety measure or something. Like, for instance, we saw Tuktamisheva doing the quad lutzes in the harness. And you know when the harness is really doing a lot of work.
Yes.
And in the instance of Daria and in the instance of this quadruple lutz with Tuktamisheva, you saw that the harness was doing most of the work there.
Yes. And I would like to say that we do know, like, obviously this has to be a couple weeks old for their Instagram, which makes me think they have learned social media. They have plans. Like, we knew that Marie-France had plans, and then it just, you know, we don't know what's happening. They did a lot of photo shoots this year, but I don't see a lot of endorsements from the Gadbois crew. You know, the I am. Right. Time for Marie-France to cash in. Okay. I think we did that one event with Jordan, and then what happened? I don't know. We just had like a lesson with Marie-France, a choreography lesson. I'll pay $15 to watch that. Okay.
Yeah. I'd go down to Mexico to work with her. Yeah.
Daria, she's lovely. She's a hard worker. She's become more consistent.
Beautiful skater.
She's given us no drama.
Right.
No endorsements.
Right.
I mean, where's eteri getting her 40%? Okay.
On consistency and beauty alone.
If she hides someone's skates or someone's jacket in like December in Moscow, she will be moving up the leaderboard. Until then,
okay,
you have to earn it, honey.
Okay.
6th place this week, Queen, icon, legend, Xenia Medvedeva. Listen. She's running a marathon cardio. She is in it. She is doing all of the appearances, all of the endorsements, keeping her name alive.
Okay.
Eteri is getting 40% of that. When people said, why did Eteri take her back? I mean, obviously for the quad sal. But anyway. Jonathan,
obviously. Yeah, exactly. But also perhaps.
We love that her mother may have cut Matthew Caron's costume with scissors on the ice at the cricket club once upon a time. Yes. And I think from this, and Gabby Daleman, when she was on See Alive, did confirm that when Gabby clapped for Evgenia did lose her mind. Remember that story about how they clapped?
I know, yeah, that it was like it was misinterpreted.
Yes,
yeah.
That's how Gabby said it was.
Okay.
I love her. All right, you love her. I love her.
Yeah.
That poem that Eteri loves so much.
Something about flowers.
6th place.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
Maya Fromich, I have to tell you, I almost forgot to print her photo off. Until that, she landed some quads. They were heavily pre-rotated. But you know what?
She's in it. The fact that they even happened at all, to me, again, I will always be flabbergasted and speechless about it.
If Evgenia jumps next week, Maya may move ahead a spot. I'm just saying, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
We have to see that triple toe again.
Yes, we sure do.
Maya's moving up a spot, okay?
Okay, Maya, get ready. Let's start stretching.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, okay?
Bingo. Which Evgenia is running, I guess.
She just has to knock them off one by one, okay?
Okay.
Moving on up.
Okay.
Deluxe apartment in the sky.
In the sky, amazing.
And you know what? In 8th this week, Alina Zagitova. And you know why? I haven't thought about her. She's making it harder and harder for Sports RU to do their work. You know that they would love someone to say, oh, could Zagitova make the Olympics? You know they're going to be like, TSL put Zagitova in 8th place this week of Eteri's girls. And then they're going to call up everyone in Russia and be like, what do you think about it? Do you think she should be in last place on the pyramid? And then they're going to call up Natalia Besmianova. Do you think TSL should put her in 8th place on a pyramid? And then she'll say something like, pyramids belong in Egypt. How dare they bring this up?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Won't get the reference. They won't know what it is. You know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to call Sasha Zulin. How do you think about Zagitova being in 8th place? Do you think she can move up to 7th next week? Then they're going to call Elena Radionova. And then she's going to be like, I think she should be in 6th place this week.
She's like, my heart will go on if she's in 6th place.
They're going to call Alyona Leonova. And she'll be like, how dare they put her in 8th place? You know.
All the while legitimizing the pyramid more and more with every comment. So and these are what? These are Velcro, or you've scotch
This is called Russian. No, I used masking tape. We're gonna upgrade it throughout the season.
Yeah, but because there will be a lot of shuffling.
So my parents for Mother's Day, I didn't know that my dad got rid of the color printer because like no one ever used it. So
2021, yeah.
Like, you know what? We went to Staples. Yeah, we got that. And you know what? It wasn't the best. Okay. But you know what? We are going to make this.
I think it's impressive.
My dad once did an art project and the teacher held it up. It was Romeo and Juliet. He used loose leaf paper and made some sort of a mobile. And the teacher held it up in the middle of the room and went like that into the trash. Okay. It happened. My mother laughs at him about it to this day. It gets brought up and shaming, Jonathan.
Yeah, that is not positive education.
I think I did a better effort than he did.
Yeah.
Yet I will say this will be upgraded. Okay, this was a
Can you get like an art easel so it's just always up in the background?
I mean, it really should be. Okay, for my
apartment. Yeah, like no matter what we're talking about, we'll be doing like Canadian Nationals and the Team Tutberidze pyramid.
Because I'm really transitioning back into my apartment. I get my second shot on Tuesday and it's kind of time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good for you.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
It's time. Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
So I've been spending like 50 to 60% of the time in my apartment. Like we go back and forth. You know, I work there. Sometimes I'll go skate and then I'll work from my apartment and then I'll go hunt. You know, it's all.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's all good. You know what?
Wait, where did all this childhood footage come from? With all these young skaters,
Anne Jensen was getting rid of her VHS tape collection, and she, you know,
yeah, she would have like a substantial library, I would think.
Even though there were some events that I thought she had, and then when she went to look at them, she didn't have. But she was like, "Dave, I'm kind of a hoarder." I'm like, "Anne, I do know this about you, you know."
Okay.
And originally, she was like, "Dave, which tapes do you want?" And I said, "Anne, digitize them all." And she goes, "No, that's crazy." So that
We'll take what we get. Yeah.
There are so many gems coming in the next months for TSL. You don't even know. Okay. That triple axel 1996 is going to rue the day that he messed. Okay.
Well, he doesn't put up like this kind of.
Remember, Jonathan, I don't get mad. I get competitive.
Your own spin on the phrase. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's discuss so many of my favorite skaters. So I tried to upload the entire video.
Mhm.
Young Rachel Flat.
Mm.
There's Ryan Bradley, who was like still being a matinee idol back then. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. The groundwork was laid very early. Yeah.
but there is someone on this video who I was so excited to see. And I have to say, she looked like she was 25 years old in the juniors. Sandy Rucker skated Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. I cannot even tell you. All right.
Just remind me, what event was it?
The Golden West. Have you ever been to a summer competition, Jonathan?
No.
Oh my God, we're going this year.
I know. I have never been.
Rich family's house to the Philadelphia summer competition. It used to be known as I used to like to go every year. There are some of the FSU ladies. They'll look at us like there's.
Oh well, we went to what, those Mid-Atlantics or whatever they were called.
That's nothing compared to Liberty.
Okay.
Liberty used to be so legendary, but this year it could. If Gracie Gold competes at Liberty this year, we are so there, Jonathan. Masks on, masks off. I don't care.
I'll go. Yeah, you bet.
Liberty is like you sit in the cold. You used to see like Mark and Peter walking around, their faces not moving, maybe Botox, maybe a cold rink. You wouldn't know.
Maybe a perfect picnic now.
Yes, I once saw Vika Petrenko like during like there was a Zamboni going on and she was doing like intermediate ladies. I saw her compete like so much that happens at a Liberty you don't even know. Okay. See and be seen. Wesley Campbell used to always just like hang around near the people like to look busy. I met Anthony Rapp there when he was dating Michael Quadrino. I mean, there was like Liberty is an event. Okay. I mean, we used to see Patrick Chan. His mother would be there in the crowd discussing like where Patrick could be going to college and switching coaches, just like openly talking about, he could go to Columbia. We'd have to obviously look for a different coach. These are the kinds of things. And if
that can happen at a summer event. Okay.
If Gracie Gold competes at Liberty, we are so there.
Okay. I'll see you there. Yeah.
Because you know what? Some of these Nebelhorn queens, like Isadora Williams from Brazil, she's going to need to do a couple of outings before Nebelhorn. So I think she might be at the Philadelphia summer competition.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with Alexia Paganini, but she should be at the Philadelphia summer competition if she knows what's good for her. And these are the kinds of queens Nebelhorn is going to be very exciting with this whole
it's going to be like a Grand Prix final.
Let's be honest. People used to not give a shit about Nebelhorn because it was no one that we would usually discuss.
Right.
Except for when Liu Chen had to get the spot for China.
Right.
We were willing to overlook all of those cheated triples and get what she needed.
Yeah, right? It worked out. Yeah.
But this year, who are we sending? Can the US confirm a third spot? I'm into this. And now that I know some of these skaters, like Isadora, who took a year off from skating and was at the beach last week, as I was skating at the rink when she was at the beach, and I may have messaged her about it. We're friends. It's okay.
No.
So
okay.
I'm just like, come on, we have Nebelhorn to get to.
Amazing. That's funny. So is the Golden West event technically like the Philadelphia event?
Excuse me. Golden West. There used to be two of them in California that were like really big. Golden West, Glacier Falls. They're held by two different skating clubs, but these were where people would go to be seen. 1 year before the Olympics, I believe Mariah, Caroline Zhang, and Rachel Flat all competed. I mean, three queens, right? And one's
right. Yeah.
Gracie Gold competed there a couple of times. One time it's like the Sean Rabbit event of the summer. I mean, because he would be going, and it's where you would like want to be seen to get monitored, and people would go to get like that TBD at Skate America.
Right. Okay.
You get to see like US pairs in person. Come on, it's the greatest. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and the footage you posted was amazing.
All right, let's break it down. Caroline Zhang. What did you love most? Okay, let's discuss one of my original daughters is Caroline Zhang.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, the spinning, sensational, but you just see like a speed and like an energy from her. Because the first time I saw her live was unfortunately at the Skate America, where things got really dark for her. So that was sort of my lasting impression there. So to go back and see something so jubilant and youthful and energized was amazing to see.
So she was in intermediate ladies. They had a qualifying round, a short program, and then a free. They didn't put her free on the tape. It's the qualifying is the one where she's on the red, skating to Yellow River, piano concerto, like a good Chinese American.
Yeah.
Then the second one is
in the blue dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Now I like that she had the same silhouette for all of her dresses.
Go with what you know. Yeah.
But here's what I love about young Caroline is that she had the self-assured confidence of like a Sasha Cohen.
Yes.
But it's really this. When she goes like, when she skates, she does this like 3-turn to a back cross when she takes the ice.
And a couple of the checked landings had a similar quality to them. Yeah.
Look, obsessed. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Legend. Okay.
Yeah. 100%.
Also, Naomi Narinam skating to Miss Saigon. We knew that some of those types, like the Sydney Vogels and the Deannas and the Naomis, they would try to make these comebacks in the early 2000s. This is before Ice Network. This is maybe even before 56K internet. I don't know, when you would just like wait and you'd try to get that photograph page to like load.
Yep.
We would only hear that these existed, right? We didn't know. Maybe we saw that the Stiegler skated the Carmen together, but we never got to see it, right?
Yeah. Well, or back, do you remember like Skating Magazine or whatever? They would come out like for a while, it was 1 month would be like a color with photos and all this sort of stuff. And then the other month, it would be just like a phone book with just like all the results from these events, but I could never figure out how to watch them. Yeah.
You used to get like the Mark Lund and Lois Elfman International Figure Skating magazine that they would advertise during skating events on ESPN.
Yes, and then stop the subscription. And I was like so diehard, but I was like, eh.
I mean, could you imagine? It used to have Tara and Isabel Brasseur in the Mondor ad. I mean, they were in the Harlech ads. Michelle would be the back in the Rydell ads when Danny messed up the boots and the whole thing. Right. Oh my God. People like today's kids, they don't even know. I
know, it was such an era. It was really like a thing.
Was it 6 months a year or 8 months? You know, it used to be like 2 months at once that you would get it sometimes.
Yeah, I never really understood it. It was very confusing. And it was the kind of thing back when I would go to like Barnes and Noble with like your friends and we would like just grab a bunch of magazines and then just have coffee or something. They used to even carry all those skating publications there. So sometimes I didn't even pay for them. I just flipped through them at the...
We used to sometimes go to the mall after church on like Saturday night and I would like look around at the magazines in Barnes and Noble, and I would always be looking in the miscellaneous section that I knew to look for in any video store and in any Barnes and Noble. And I knew if you were going to find International Gymnast Magazine or International Figure Skating, and like that is where they would be. Maybe in the video store, it would be like the Olympic compilation tape, and you'd always just like, you're like, do I want it? I think I should get it. Right?
I'll watch it again. Yeah, I'll watch it again. Amazing.
All right. So I don't think you're reading Sports Are You every day. And this is a mistake. Okay. One, they talk about us a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, you are correct. Okay.
You just need to install the Google Translator add-on to your Chrome browser.
Yeah, I do.
Sports Are You. You can just translate it easily. It has figure skating in like a top tab, which shows where figure skating is in Russia, right? They had an article that was so shady the other day. I gasped, Jonathan. They were debating where Hot Sergey should work next. Right? And they were going through the job openings that they see posted at different rinks and what the pros and cons would be. I mean, so the real thing is that he's blackballed in Russia and they wouldn't.
Well, this was a big misstep, whatever happened here.
You know, that there's a rumor that Lyshev wants him back. But you know, with any story, it's like Lyshev says something, the rest of the rink will say that Lyshev is crazy.
And then it comes true. Yeah.
So but usually when Lyshev says something, it's a tell that there's like some sort of a conversation going on,
right.
Or it is a tip to have a conversation, or it is there's some sort of smoke there. So if you read Telegram or any of these things, there's some sort of a smoke signal going on about what can happen, because apparently they're building more ice sheets for Terry. She needs, obviously she has 1,000,001 skaters. We have a lot of girls to manage, a lot of triple axels to teach.
Yeah, because this pyramid is already existing just as competitively in the junior ranks.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have those boys there. And when Danny G and Sergey Dudikov did the press conference in Mexico yesterday, they were very open about the fact that this is their chance to sweep the Olympics. And they know that it may not come around for 10 to 15 years. Apparently Japan is very well aware, and Miyamada is like trying to work on the next generation. Like everyone knows that Russia is winning this.
Yeah, they've almost let go of this time around and just focused on the next, which kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that they should make him come back for less money.
And work in one of the parallel rinks. Yeah, one of the new sheets of ice. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
They have to do something, right? A little shady to him.
Well, I mean, it's just fascinating because, again, the information didn't seem to be working for people with Plushenko, where he was working. And of course, I'm not sure about the appropriateness of his behavior there.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the discipline that they have at the eteri rink.
Yeah, so maybe the information wasn't the problem, maybe the structure around the way it was.
You know, a lot of people at the Mexico camp say that it's not any of the technical information that is so alarming or impressive that...
Or maybe even different, yeah.
It's, well, in Mexico, they give the skaters 3 chances to make the correction that they are doing. And but they say, like, if they tell you to put your hands here and you are trying and you're putting them here, but you're not getting to here, you don't do it on the 3rd try, you're kicked out of the session for the day. And they say that 1 pop and you're kicked off the ice in Sambo 70. They have no time for those popping or anything. So
yeah,
it's that discipline that probably starts really young.
Yeah. Which again, I would never be able to learn.
And every coach has to buy into the same technique, and they just Also, the attitude is incredible. Like they clearly, like they're on their
There's
phone.
some real swagger. I saw that photo you posted. I was like, oh God. Yeah.
It was more than just that, but yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine in the same way, like there were voice teachers that would like take phone calls during lessons or like look at their phone or something. And you're like, what the hell? This is like a one-on-one session, as it is often with skating. Like, how can you assess what I'm doing if you're not watching me? What is happening?
So how do you feel about Misha Gee giving Ashley Kane and Tim LeDuc the White Crow?
I think you know how I feel, Dave. I mean, it's just so derivative. It couldn't be more obvious. Like, again, like it's great music. It should be used more, but how derivative is this?
I just have always thought that they're like the bad knockoff version of Tarasova and Morozov. And here's what I mean. They both have very good extension, but their lines don't match each other.
Right.
As Tarasov and Morozov do.
Yeah.
So they don't quite have the skating skills either, right? Of this, and it's so tied to Mikhail Kolyada, who may be skating to it at the Olympics. It's clearly a Nureyev piece from the film. And to me, it kind of reminds me of Ashley Wagner's clunky Swan Lake with the arms that you know, Americans liked it because we didn't have anything better, right? At the time.
Yeah, because she got 4th at Worlds. I can't imagine the same result of weights.
I always thought I always thought the program was a gigantic cringe. Okay. But she was no Sasha Cohen doing Swan Lake.
Of course. Right. Yeah, this is an unusual choice.
I just think it reads inexperienced from Misha to me.
Yeah.
After Misha, is bad mouthing people who change steps and doing Instagram posts. I don't know that I would choose him as my choreographer.
In that rank, like that's what's insane. Like,
yes.
And this wasn't just, this was a skater that was a fan favorite, but also didn't necessarily have tremendous skating skills or speed or, you know what I mean? And was a little
personality. I like him.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I do too. But I mean, also, again, I always go back to the Jesus program where he had sparkly blood coming out of him on the costume.
You know what? We thank him for his contributions to this and that because he is keeping the entertainment level. Okay. He is doing a great job. He is doing exactly what he needs to be doing to keep himself relevant.
But I also think like if you are hired by someone like Ashley and Tim and you really do want to help hone what they do have, which is something unique, it is something kind of cool, but it is very different. Again, you need to be thinking like Moscovina. Like you need to be thinking about how to bring out their uniqueness, not how to take two unique people that look different than everyone else and try to turn them into these lyrical sort of people. I don't know. I just think there are a million other choices that they could have used, but yeah, that were more innovative and more well suited.
Listen, I love that music too. And Clina's like, you are not good enough. And the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, you are correct.
Yeah, and why invite that comparison? You know, why say I am like for them, they're a bit more angular, they're a bit edgy, they've got cool extension, but it's a little bit more modern than classical, let's say. And so now why do a Nureyev homage kind of piece? It just didn't, yeah.
But
maybe do a Martha Graham piece or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, so Lindsay Thorngren did compete today. She went for the triple Lutz, triple loop. She didn't get around, but I have to tell you, I saw her practice the other day. She was ran in 2 short programs, 15 minutes apart on the 6 o'clock session. And I was like, that is impressive. Okay.
That's training.
I mean.
And these are the new Benoit programs she's doing? Or that was the
free is Benoit.
Okay.
The short he touched up.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
It's just crazy that it's already begun.
Oh, the Olympic season is coming in hot. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, May. It's crazy.
Well, that's why everyone's taking their vacations now because it is guns a-blazing after this.
It's a coming. Yeah.
But I do have to say, I'm getting a little bit concerned about the Summer Olympics. Okay, until everyone is in an airplane there and the opening ceremonies happen, I just think that the entire world should just be like,
cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic, but preparing for the worst at the same time.
Yeah.
Have to just know. Just because things are being locked down in Japan, they just locked down Tokyo, the government really wants it to happen. Citizens don't necessarily. Now, in the US, we have the vaccine. And we live in our world where I think we're at 33%, the news said yesterday, of adults who are fully vaccinated and trying to get above it. But until the rest of the world can do it, it's obviously a huge concern. Now, athletes are supposed to be able to get the vaccine before everyone else, which is a huge ethical dilemma. But if they want to hold this event, they have to do it. So,
it's tricky roads ahead. I do not envy those organizers.
What is the vaccine situation in China? We don't hear a lot of information, but I do think that that's something for the Winter Olympians to think about, especially as India has a variant that could be quite contagious and deadly. And it's just something that I think we have to keep our heads in the game for, that it's not over. And I mean, think about if it's delayed 1 year, what will happen to the leaderboard?
That whole leaderboard changes.
Because guess
we got
what?
A lot of new pictures to print. Yeah.
If it switches 1 year, they let the people who are age eligible compete for the next year.
Right.
Think about what could happen.
You're going to go back to Kinko's or Staples or whatever, print out a whole new set.
I mean, come on. This is just lots to do. So
very exciting.
I don't know. It's like very exciting, Jonathan.
Yeah. The fact that the Olympics are coming is very exciting.
Did you watch Mauro Bruni skate from the Golden West competition?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, you have to.
Okay, that's the one to go.
This is such a case of like, even if he fell in a jump, who cares? when the skating skills, the choreography, the performance, the spin.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
The face, the charisma is that good.
Okay.
You really don't care. Or like I'd let him skate to anything. Why?
Fabulous. Okay.
He could do 3 jumping passes. He could do 5. Who cares? All right.
We know a lot of those skaters. Yeah, I always love seeing them.
So yeah.
Okay.
This one to check that out. I would say this summer event, and I hope that Gracie gives us a good summer competition.
I would totally go. I would totally go.
We need to bring them back. For like Liberty used to be this huge event, then it had a couple of years, and we need to bring it back times 10. All right.
100%. We'll be there. Front row.
Yeah.
Home finger.
Fortunately, in gymnastics, Morgan Hurd, they've been very quiet. And I have to say that I have been eyes on this, that I have thought that something was up with her for a long time in gymnastics, and she confirmed that she did have 2 elbow surgeries. Just have to say that I think these athletes have such tells. And I thought that when she was posting herself going to protests, but no training clips.
Or you said a photo instead of a video for the 100 days
right, for the 100 days out. And all of a sudden we hear that she had 2 elbow surgeries and that she's going to do, well, I'll do beam and maybe I'll do floor or a vault at classics. This means that this is
not at optimum. Yeah.
This is a struggle. So
okay.
She did an AMA on Reddit, like an Ask Me Anything. It was a American Music Awards. Fan favorite, but it was like I knew it.
Yeah.
And this is why you cannot trust anyone. The Nick McCarvels, because I was talking to Scott Bregman, and I said I think something's up with Morgan. He's like, oh no, she's fine. 2 elbow surgeries in March.
Right.
I think I asked him in March. I don't think that's fine. Okay.
Right. Yeah. She would not say that's fine.
We need a leaderboard for the gymnastics. I mean, this is about to get good. So
yeah, exactly. My heart goes out to them, all of them, because what a confusing time.
What a confusing time, and it's about to heat up. So
yeah,
the trials are weeks away. It is starting, Jonathan. It makes me very excited. Okay, it makes me. The Chinese Olympic trials were this weekend. It is getting intense. I had an awful week of skating this week. Truly, truly terrible.
Okay. Nowhere to go but up.
Literally.
Okay.
Because as an adult, and even skating at 35 as opposed to 28, I would say that the biggest thing has been knowing when to pause and take a day off and knowing when to push. Yeah. And that is because I don't like to cancel my lessons. I don't like to cancel last minute. I always pay no matter what, but trying to get ready and get through, and I should have taken a couple of days off and didn't. And I think because my legs were dead, then I tweaked my back, so my SI joint has not been like moving. So I can jump, but anything that goes like left to right has been really, really.
Oh no, yeah.
I can't do my twizzles. I couldn't do my counters. Like nothing was happening. So
keep your eye on the big picture, Dave. Zoom out. Zoom out.
Have you ever gotten yelled at during a lesson for 75 minutes and then have someone said to you, you really need to enjoy what you're doing?
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Where's the joy? Where's the joy? And you're like, oh God. Yeah, 100%.
I'm just saying that like, until I've never, in skating, I've never like fully reached that breaking point before.
Okay. Well, this is a new level of intensity. This is a new level of intensity.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got there this week.
Okay. And this was that week. Okay. Just in time for Mother's Day. Okay.
I sent flowers.
Oh, good for you. And you didn't even leave. Amazing.
I just texted Victor Pachenko and I said, when are you coming back?
I mean, I could use some of your energy in my experience right now.
I feel like he knew exactly what was going on, even without details.
Yes, he knows. Are you kidding? Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, but he's the best at pretending he doesn't know.
Oh, okay. That's how you know he really does know. But
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Icon. Open edge and look sexy, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Well, hello and welcome to the skating lesson. I'm thrilled to welcome 4-time Mexican national champion, 9-time world competitor, Anna Cantu Felix. Welcome to the skating lesson.
Also known as Anastasia by some Russians, because they don't say Anna. Yes. Hi, how are you, Dave?
Yes, so you are reporting to us from the, what is the name of the camp? It is the Dudakov Danny G special for 600 an hour in Mexico.
Exactly. Hashtag Team Tutberidze Mexico. That's what they're calling themselves. I know.
Okay.
So that's where I'm coming from right now. Hashtag.
Yes, no, we had seen you interviewing people on your Instagram on your Instagram live over the last year, but today you put your journalism skills to the test, and I really thought you were such a star at this press conference because Danny G was staring at you the entire time con mucha actitud, I have to say.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a positive or a negative thing, but we joked and he laughed. So I'm thinking, okay. I mean, he did like correct me, like, you stupid, is quad or triple. So I was like, oh, sorry, I meant quads. But I think it went okay. I tried to make it fun. I don't know.
Well,
what else did you think about it?
Well, I really liked how you were trying to ask like how their school improved so much after 2014. I got where you were going with this because they went from one girl with some iffy jumps to Medvedeva, and they had Zarafima Sakanovic, and they had Surskaya, and then they have Zagitova, and all of these people. And he was like, 2014 or 2018. We did quads after that.
And that's exactly what I meant. I meant like you went from having a couple of people to having like an army. And Russia was like, okay, so the Russians are good, but it was like, they're good. It's not like a certainty that they're going to win. And now it's like, okay, so the Russians take the medals, and then who's going to get the fourth? You know, like it was kind of like where my question was going. So I was like, whatever you want to answer, of course. You know, I almost like sent him a kiss or something to make him relax. But I think it went okay.
So can you explain this to us? What is the format of this camp like? Because there's a lot of parking lot action happening. I mean, there's a lot of grapevines happening in the parking lot here. What secrets are you learning?
Okay, I think, do you want to go with the parking lot first? Let's go with the parking lot. I think the camp was done correctly-ish. I mean, and then a lot of people were interested into getting and going, and they just couldn't hold it the way they were going to do it. So now we're like stretched out throughout the day from like really early to really late, you know, because they still keep their regular sessions in the middle. And that amount of people with the whole COVID situation won't fit in their little, like, you know, right now somebody lent me this little room where I'm talking. It's one of those ballet rooms, but you can't have 30 or 25 people in this little room anymore. Maybe in the past you could ask them to stand on the wall, but now you can't. So they went for the parking lot. They actually closed it out, like that specific section, like you have a whole parking lot. So, I mean, they worked with whatever they had. And as far as the camp goes, it's, I think, 2.5 hours per group on the ice. And then they have like another 45 minutes of ice. And as far as like, what's the secret? There isn't a secret. I'm guessing they're really well organized. Like, I don't know, maybe we should send somebody and just, you know, with like fake mustache and some, I don't know, like get something like undercover, and to see really like the amount of people involved into getting the kids to do this and that, because I'm assuming they have somebody telling them what to do and they don't miss a beat. Where here or in the US, you pay for every little thing individually, so then you can't have that much discipline, I'm assuming. And then there's also the fact that a lot of people don't have discipline. So that got them really mad, and they've kicked a lot of people off the ice. And yeah. You want to go there?
Yes, I want to go there because your sister told me that that Danny G gets really annoyed, yells at all the skaters in the parking lot, and then just let Sergey teach the class and he's on his phone. And then she sent me a picture of it. So
yeah, a little bit like that. I mean, they say something like run from here to here and then stop. And then the girls run from here to here and start like slowing down. And I understand, but they've never done this because that's not what their coaches teaches them. So like, it just becomes annoying for them that they can't follow through with like specific directions. But on the ice, they have like a unspoken rule that they made spoken. Like, come on, I told you 3 times. Like, I don't know, like say I want your arms here and you put them here. And I said here. So that's 1, 2, get off the ice. Doesn't matter if the person's really trying, not getting there. For them, that's not trying. And a lot of people have been kicked out. Also people who've been, you know, interrupting the lesson and like talking. There's been like groups with, I think, over 30 kids on the ice. Everybody's spaced out through the wall and like they start going on like patterns around. But I mean, it's worked. But for instance, I'm not gonna say who it was today. It was like a student of mine. She tried a jump twice, 3 times, and they just went, get off the ice. But they don't even look at other people. So she started crying and we're like, tell him you didn't understand, you know, language barrier. They allowed her to try 1 more time, but they've been like correcting her. So like, that's something positive. The fact that they kicked her out is that they care. I don't know if that's messed up or like a positive thing, but now she's going to try the first try now, for sure.
Now, how about their comments? Like on a scale of 1 to Galina, like what are their correct? Because Michelle did say that Danny told one kid that he has more energy when he's sleeping than they did on that jump. So.
They said that today. He has more energy. He said that today. I don't really know because of the whole COVID situation again. The problem is they can't have as many people on the ice. So usually it would have been like a skater and maybe a coach could follow. But now the coaches have to be on the bleachers. And then sometimes there's something where the audio is not working because they have a microphone with the girl who's translating. And she said to me today, because I saw the girl that was translating, and I'm like, her name's Michelle as well. And I'm like, so Michelle, you don't have to get all, you know, agitated when you talk to the kids. You're not the one saying this sentence. Like, why are you trying? Like, she's like saying this in Spanish. I'm like, and she's like, you want me to tell them exactly what they say? It's way worse. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I know. So I don't know what that would be. But, you know, you saw my attempt of interview, but I think it went well. To be honest, I'm a little happy. But at the same time, everyone like, what do you mean? Like triple or quad? Because I messed up and I was asking about, I think it was like question something about whether they limit the amount of like jumps or something, like when it's like a high risk or something. And like I said, like triples, and he was like, in quads. I'm like, of course, I mean, sorry, excuse me, you're correct, sir. You know, I had to be like very polite, but I don't know exactly something like.
He's in his designer hat. He's feeling very fashionable as he's sitting there. And
wait, that's a designer hat? I'm not like a fan, so I don't know.
No, the hat that he had at the press conference, right? Yeah, but you were trying to get into the real questions about how many repetitions. And the doctor, and these were all questions that either they didn't want to answer or they were stunned that anyone did ask. Like, do you have a doctor on staff who can say when someone can't skate? And
yeah, they did say like, well, nobody's going to say anything to eteri anyway. Like, no, eteri, not even the president. He actually said that. Yeah. Not even the president can tell eteri what to do. I don't know if that's true. I wonder. Yeah.
So how about their actual drills? What do you think compared to, they look pretty standard, I have to say, like some of the stuff that they were doing on the ice.
Okay, so they do go through really, really basic forward stroking. All of the groups, it doesn't matter if it's like, you know, we have that boy, Donovan, who they talked about, like very, he has so much talent. So not even in that group where he's at, they kept going through like forward stroking, arms out, really stretch your leg. and push and push. Like they went through that for like 10 minutes. Like, and then they had a couple of other drills that were a little bit more, you know, complicated and fun. Like they had like cones out, and then you were supposed to do a forward inside bracket into a back outside counter into a back forward outside rock bracket into a counter into a bracket into a counter. And you had to, they were supposed to do it as fast as they can. They were timing them, and it went fun, and they were laughing. Like they actually have things where they just like know the vibe is going down, and then they get, I'm gonna call them kids, but some of them are like over 20. But like, and the kids get like, okay, I'm into this, and then it's like, okay, whoever loses is gonna do a lap where like with the guard between their legs, just like pushing without like letting it fall. Like I don't know, so people laugh, and they have a good way to bring back the class and not make it just boring, you know. So that's a good
you
side.
try to ask them about the Mexican skaters and what they can do to be better, but I didn't hear his answer.
I think. I was thinking about going back and listening and maybe writing it down, or like saying the responses in like Spanish again or in English. It doesn't matter, because I think the question was like, what do you look for in talent, or like how do you recognize talent, and are they talented skaters here, or what would you tell the Mexican kids, or like something like that, like to become better. Well, skating, and then he just like went on a tangent. I think he did something like that, and he started saying that they have a lot of discipline and that they do what they're asked. So maybe he was trying to go there, and maybe the translation got lost in the middle. I don't know, but I didn't feel like we got really like a response to that.
Did you learn anything interesting at the press conference?
At the press conference, yeah, I mean, to me, on the press conference, actually have the, like, I did not throw it out, like all my questions. I had a lot. And you know what? You said like, you thought that they probably were surprised somebody asked. I sent them the questions in advance. A couple, none of mine were rejected, because I was like, I'm not going political. I don't care. I'm gonna try to make it on the coaches aspect or the skaters aspect. Like they wanna know what they eat. They wanna know what they do to train. How are they achieving goals? And none of my questions were rejected. For other people, like the other girl, like she got a couple of like questions rejected. I think there was like a Trusova and like a Alina question rejected, which is okay. I mean, they don't want to get involved. So like, which of your kids do you love more now? And they're like, I'm not, like all of them. Like I'm not gonna even go there. So that's what happened. But so the questions. Which one was it that you were talking about? Like, oh, well, we talked about like the Mexican skaters, right?
Yeah.
But then the doctor question was the one with the eteri thing. And then
the diet question was eat less. And then he tried
Yes, I was like, okay. Yeah, he tried to hide it. Just like, don't eat. And I'm like, just eat healthy. I don't know. I wanted to say like, are there any forbidden foods? I don't know. I don't think I said that. I know I didn't say that.
You live in Galina's house. Don't you know the answer to this question?
I lived there for 2 weeks and we hid food. I hope she doesn't see this. I didn't hide the food. I did eat it though. Like, you know, people bought it and they're like, second shelf on the left. And then we're like, it was just when she moved to like New Jersey. It was couple of weeks, and then we were like back to Connecticut anyway. I don't know, it wasn't our cup of tea. But I don't know, which question were we talking about? The high impact jumps?
You were asking about the repetitions and the high impact jumps and what he like how many and when they stop.
I remember the one that impressed me was, I asked, like they said something like when I asked about 2014 and they're like 2018, he said that the reason why they got there was that they kept trying to find a way to get the maximum amount of points. And at that point, they'd realized they've reached, you know, the maximum like points or what's the word? Possible amount of points, yeah. I'm trying to say. And then he said, so then we looked for another way to increase the amount of points. And that's how we started looking into girls doing quads. Like it just happened to happen. And I thought that was really interesting. Like they didn't decide to make the girls do it. It was like, okay, so we're stuck. So how do we get unstuck? And then I asked them, so with the possibility of components getting raised and the quads points getting, you know, I don't know what the exact change is going to be, but the quads might not give you as much anymore. What would you do? Like, is that going to change your plan now? Because that's not going to be, are you going to remove quads? And then he said, I'm going to probably answer what I understood. So he said, then we're going to have to do what each skater can do because it's going to be what it's going to be. Like saying, like to me meant it's going to be fair. I don't know. Like it's just going to, whoever wins is going to win because they have the components and they have the quads and they have the jumps and they have everything. Like, and he mentioned Nathan Chan, for instance, like he's got all of that, but he has to deliver it. So I don't know, maybe I'm hoping he meant that.
They have, listen, they have one girl of every variety. Okay, they've got them all, so it's fine.
Yeah.
He's not stressing. It could have been worse. He could have been like, well, I'm such an artist. I mean, this is. I
really thought he was going to say something like that. Like when I asked about 2014, I thought he was going to say, I happened. You know?
I was
expecting that.
His ego seems to have grown in the years since we have known this man. Yeah.
You know what? I was not expecting, to be honest, that kind of look. You know, I feel like when you meet any great skater or any great coach, they're very approachable. They are too, don't get me wrong, but they do like keep this like vibe. Like they don't let you in completely. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Like there's an arrogance to them and there's a wall.
Maybe a little bit like that. Yeah, they won't let you like completely, I don't know. But at the same time, I'm only close to them like for the private lesson for my students. And then the rest of the time, the coach is gone on the bleachers because there's COVID. So I can't
now,
really
is the actual instruction interesting? Are you doing anything abnormal with the skaters, or do you think it's really just the discipline and the organization?
It's very similar to what I know, but I was also thought, you know, I learned from Galina a lot, and then Vladimir and Victor was always there too. But like then I skated more with Vlad. But basically, you know, the way you shift and like you go and straight line and then bend and you know quick and turn like this way. Like I was never taught like pre-rotation, like those words, but it was like on the board doing something to achieve the rotation off the takeoff, like while on the floor. So basically it was kind of the same, except they open more, and they expect you to close more, and people here can't do that. So they expect them to try what they're doing, and if kids are falling, they're happy because they're trying. But some kids don't want to fall as much, so they get kicked out of the lessons. So yeah.
So they're exaggerating the pre-rotation is what you're saying that they're doing on the takeoff? Huh?
Only on the upper body, which to me, that's weird. But I know your face, it's my face too. And then I see videos and that doesn't make sense. I don't know if they're like hiding the secret. You know, like they're just like.
Did you ask about the full blade assist?
I did not. I was scared. This is like, I did not. I have a student that does it. I did not teach her that. She just does it.
You have to do it in the lesson with Dudakov. You know, Dudakov is the one who seems better.
He's actually so nice. He's like, to me, he was happier and just like, yes, you know, smiley. Daniel was more like focusing and like trying not to waste his time. I don't know if that makes sense. And Dudakov, he actually stopped my student. He's like, you fell twice on the same spot. Is your hip hurting? And she's like, no, I think your hip's hurting. Like he was really concerned about her hip. He's like, let's just move on to another jump. And then he was like, if she doesn't jump on this jump, because he knew it was one of her favorites, like then she did hurt her hip, and she did jump. So like, I don't know. So he was concerned. I don't know. I don't know if it was because I asked about that the interview, and he was like, "Is she checking up on me?" But like because he did that, I noticed. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, you'll need to ask him tomorrow about the full blade assist. We need to know, because there's changed the rules about this. Yeah.
Yeah, I will ask him. There's not been any teaching about that. There's a lot of exercises about like rotating like this, you know.
Like and they does the bands, you know, when you see Trussova in all those films when they do the slow motion montages with the music on the first channel.
Actually, that's but like on the ice, like when you like skate forward and try this, and then on the jump, make sure you go like that, and don't like places where most people would stop a little bit more. They'd say don't stop as much, but it's basically the same. Don't toe too far. They like on 2 occasions I've heard them say like, that's so old school, you don't do that anymore, you know, like you know, on a Lutz, like putting your toe pick really far away. You have to get it a little bit closer, not too close that you don't glide. It's the same stuff. I just think it's either like those rules, like if you don't try it on the first try and I don't see what I asked for, you're out. Like that discipline that the kids have developed with the whole training routine and the apparently I didn't ask about their everyday routine because everyone's like, we already asked, everybody knew here what their everyday routine is. So basically I was told it was like 3 hours of skating. I don't know if that's true. I know. And then there's an hour of ballet, an hour and a half for like conditioning on off ice.
And then what about the dancing with the boogie woogie guy when they're all
I know, I don't know. Well, that's what they've said. What can I tell you?
So, okay. What I've heard though, they did say that they do 1 program of each a day, but allegedly it doesn't count if you fall. You have to do the whole.
Listen, I had to get my questions pre-approved and I didn't want to get kicked out. So I did not ask your questions. I knew they were going to look at me funny. So I had to be really careful. I don't think I asked anything that I was surprised when I asked, again, I'm going back to the same question you and I started with, the 2014, 2018, like what changed since then that made your team grow so much and like improve so much? I don't know. Well, I don't know if you noticed, I think it was that question. They took a while to answer and they kept looking at each other and they're like discussing. I don't speak Russian, but they were like, and they were like whispering. So I don't know.
Some of it is the competition, obviously. You have more skaters, you have more competition, yeah.
They were like, but it took them a while to answer, which was really impressive to me. So I asked a really good question.
You did. Dudikov was like fiddling with his mask. I saw when he was pulling in. Yeah. He has a lot of looks that he has going on, like with his expressions. You're like, and they're always like looking at the phone. Like it's a turn.
You know what I did do? I did like look at them when they would answer in Russian and I would nod. And I think they thought I spoke Russian because I was like, yes, of course. And I didn't mean it. I'm asking like, I'm looking at you because you're talking to me, but I have no clue what you're saying. But they're like staring at me like fiercely. I know, like, you know, but I didn't. So I just had to tell you that.
Right. Well, thank you so much for sharing about this. And I'm going to attach some of the clips of this at the end, but
sure.
Interesting time.
Yeah. I mean, they've not spun.
Oh, no spinning.
No spinning. I haven't seen any spinning in a couple of days. They have to put their foot down on the sow cow or they're like out of the lesson. I don't know. There's nothing that weird, except you have to do what they ask. You can't have another technique. I did say at some point, like, so what do you think about, you know, at some point, one of the students took Familia. I did ask, like, a student might took Familia Kulik, and he kept saying, like, kick really, like, straight and through before a double axel. And he was like, "Oh, that's so 90s." Like he got really annoyed. Like everything's changed and you have to do what they're asking. And I guess it's not that different. Just, the same things, like go in a straight line, like you've taken from Galina. Probably she asked you to push through before the 3-turn on a double flip on a straight line, not going like this. A lot of coaches teach like an edge, like a dipper inside edge into a, change or a 3-turn for the flip. I don't know. Aside from that, like it was very normal. And then I was teaching.
You did a 3-turn and then the back inside edge, right?
Yeah, I mean, they say like go on a straight line, and then if you're going to do a 3-turn, go with a curve. Yeah. That's very, like, to me, that's very normal. I know a lot of coaches go this way and then push into like inside and push into your flip the other way. I know. No, a lot of like coaches do it. And then I have a lot of like fighting. I don't agree with it. I do.
This is why, you're not everyone's favorite. Yes.
I just feel like it's just like they think they've discovered what the technique should be. And if you don't know their technique, you're wrong. It doesn't matter if you're doing it. Like you're landing the jump. And aside from that, I mean, they've been nice. Aside from the kicking girls out. I mean, I'm one of the mother of some of my skaters are here, called me and she said that her daughter said that she's so happy. I'm like, they looked at her once. So she, that was the best moment in her life. And they said like, lift your arm higher. Like their corrections go tighter, open and close. Mm-hmm. And just, just make sure to bring your arm, I'm going to call it reach back before you go through. And that's about it, and you have to jump higher. You have to get tighter. You guys are not tight enough. You're really lazy. You're not tight enough. You're really lazy. You're not tight enough. Aside from that, like, it's just the same type of corrections, but they're nice and the same exercises that you and I know, just follow through. And if you're not pointing your foot, I'm done. Like I asked you to point your foot from the beginning. So that's pretty much their secret. Do it from the first try or, get the boot.
There are a million other girls take your spot. So
exactly.
Are they helping Donovan? Is he going to?
Yes. Yeah, they've been really nice to him. And I actually can see his corrections from the bleachers. Like they keep saying like, on the South out, he did. I think it's like he was trying quads out. I'm gonna say I think, but anyway, they were asking people to get into the circle more before they go through, and that's per rotation. Mm-hmm. But like he was not used to doing that. So he, like, you could physically see him do that, like really attempt it. So they were in love with him.
Okay.
And right away, quads out, like.
Angel boy, he did it. Yes,
he's really good. He's really talented, mm-hmm. and a showman. So like, what else can you expect from a figure skater? He's gonna make it Nebelhorn. He already has a spot.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. Okay.
that's fine. I mean, I don't know half of the stuff, so now you know something that I thought you.
Wait, I thought he missed it by one, but maybe no, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he did make it. So Mexico has a boy.
Were you ever a Nebelhorn queen?
Wait, what?
Were you ever like one of the queens of Nebelhorn, like competing for a spot?
I was.
Mm-hmm.
I competed at 6 a.m, and I 2-footed my triple flip, and I was like 15. And then I skated really well or better on the long, but it was too late. I was like on one of the last groups, like one before last or something like that. I don't remember as well, but I skated really well the long. I remember feeling like satisfied.
So I skate with all of, the skaters who represent fake countries, like your mom or your second, your great grandmother,
you don't speak the language.
You don't speak the language. You're from Virginia. Your great grandmother was Brazilian, and you're representing Brazil, right? We have Alexia,
so something like that.
Isadora. We had Nicole Verzhikova, all of them. So it's very interesting to see who is ready now and who is. Everyone is in a crunch to get ready for Nebelhorn. It's very interesting to watch from afar.
Yeah, it's like the final race. We have a girl. Andrea Montesinos. She's the one that could get the spot. but she had a really bad injury. She's been off. She just got back on the ice. She skates with Rafael. I think I saw a post from her that she just got back on the ice. So, I mean, she was doing really well. Like she was attempting, I mean, she was doing triple attitude. See, again, I downgrade everything. I don't mean to, it's just my head works differently. Anyway, so she was doing her lutzes and flips and toes and loops. She double axel, half loop, triple sat. Like she was doing well. So I hope she makes it. Yeah, it would be really nice to have the boy and the girl at the Olympics. And then because of all my expertise, I can go and talk at the Olympics for Mexican TV. Absolutely. That would be my dream.
We need this to happen. We need you watching the practice sessions, telling us.
Everybody, you guys have to, I don't know, something.
Manifest.
How do I do this? Like get a hashtag going or something?
Hashtag Anna Cecilia.
Vote for Anna or something. I don't know.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Tell us, who are you interviewing next?
Who am I what?
Who are you interviewing next?
Oh, I talked to Signe from like FlexiFit. I'm talking probably to her soon. I'm talking to some of them are in English, some of them are in Spanish. So I'm probably talking to this guy who's also a chiropractor and a doctor, and like about what you need to do to take care of yourself. If you're an athlete, how often you got to go and things like that people don't practice here as much. So maybe that like educate people. I don't know. Maybe I should interview you again.
I'm going all the time. So ask him about the SI joint, your lower back, and all my problems. Yes. Okay.
I do have a lot of problems in my back as well. That's how we get along so well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Anna. This is very interesting. So I can't wait to see.
Thank you.
Great.
Well, I'll send you videos. I'm gonna try to do like recording it, like live on Instagram, like some session of it. Man, let's see if it works.
See the Donovan session. Will be good.
Fun.
Oh, is that girl Fatima there?
Yeah, that one's best.
No, the one that had the Nina
problem.
Is she still skating? Not really.
I've not seen her.
I feel like the mom messaged me. I just got like a weird vibe.
I think her coach was there.
Oh, I got a weird vibe like she wasn't skating anymore. I don't know. I just wasn't sure.
There are a lot of really pretty skaters. Mm-hmm. We don't have that many jumpers. Mm-hmm. We do have a couple, like we have up and coming jumpers that are doing really well, but we have a lot of pretty skaters, like you call her Fatima.
Okay.
Yeah. So components,
Components to be.
We need the components to happen.
Ask Danny G, like, when do you think miming is appropriate and like drawing the heart on the ice, all of it.
I wanted to ask the Billie Eilish. I didn't think that was going to be controversial or like them getting mad, but then I thought like he's talking about I've had all this help choosing all these programs. I'm like, no, I can't ask. He's gonna get mad. I don't know what's gonna rub him the wrong way.
So
yeah.
There's this Russian in New York that he talks to, and then she like tells me everything that he says. So it's yeah.
I got a lot of people saying to ask him a lot of questions about Alina, but they were really creepy questions. So I did not even go there.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. So.
Never.
Who's coaching the girls? They're all on vacation. Like I think they're going to Cancun after this.
They are?
I think so.
They're probably making a lot of money. I don't know. They did say they have a lot of people in staff, and then they go and look at their little kids every once in a while to see if they're doing and following through with their technique. So I go back to, you can't have 10 coaches with 10 different techniques in that rank. Like everybody has to do their technique no matter what, He did mention that. So maybe
I heard
somebody got upgraded. Oh. Well, it's not like they did say that they do feel the pressure. Mm-hmm. I heard from somebody else that they mentioned, I think this is gossip now, that they mentioned that this is their opportunity to have a 1, 2, 3 at the Olympics, possibly, maybe. And that opportunity might not come again in like 10, 20 years. So they're really working for it. So they feel like, I asked them, like, do you guys feel the pressure from, you know, having all these skaters that are possibly going to the Olympics and like to deliver, you know? And they were like, we do feel the pressure, but we're working and that's not going to stop us. And they actually, I think that's their goal now.
I think that was their goal for the Worlds in 2020, where that got canceled. And
yeah.
El segundo ya respiran aquí. En los otros son las señoritas. Directo de la salida. La tiene libre.